Hi fam. I just wanted to make a little vid to let you guys know that all the readings that I make are general. They may or may not apply. So take them with a grain of salt. You know, keep the good and leave the bad. That's all I can say. And readings are predictive. They tell the future. And they also tell you things about yourself that you may not want to realize, or that you know and you don't want to face, or it gives you insight on the things that you're going through that you didn't know was actually subconsciously, processing through your brain. So keep an open mind, and and remember, everyone should know their birth chart. Everyone should know their chart to really have a better understanding of their placements and their own nature, and characteristics. I mean, of course, you should go to an astrologer and do your own personal chart and have them, really break everything down, because they can tell you, who's supposed to be in your life, who's not supposed to be in your life, your finances, the love in your life, your karma, all these things. I mean, these are super essential to know when navigating the waters of life. You are steering your ship, yes, but every captain has a compass, right? So that's what tarot is here for. They're readings of avoidance, and they're also readings of what to look forward to. And when you keep that in mind, then the pieces to the puzzle will start to make sense. And hopefully, if whoever is reading your cards is one of any merit, will break it down in such a way that makes sense to you. And that's what and that's our job, to help you evolve, to help you grow, to create an environment where you can learn about yourself and the people around you to make the best decisions on your path. So I just want to say thank you again for liking, sharing, and subscribing. May you always be divinely guided. Deuces. Super kawaii. Greetings and salutations, y'all. It's your girl Meta Vibes coming back with a 6-month pick a card on what's lucky for you for the rest of 2020. So here we have 4 decks that you could pick from, or crystals. I have the smoky quartz here, right? I also have the pyrite, the blue, the azurite malachite. There you go. I keep wanting to call it blue kyanite. It's not blue kyanite. And I also have the red jasper. So take your time, figure out which one you want, and then click play. Up next, what's new and lucky for you for the rest of 2020? Pile number 1, for those of you who chose pile number 1, that's the smoky quartz. Now, smoky quartz is good for the root chakra. It strengthens your power and connection to the natural world. It wards off negativity that would be holding you back. And, the negativity you might not even realize has been holding you back. And any energy that's actually overwhelming to the owner. So it'll help you feel more prepared and willing to bend like the beautiful palm tree that you are whenever life happens. So let's look into pile number 1. All right, pile number 1, let's see what's lucky for you for the rest of 2020. Move this over here. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. Nice. The Wheel of Fortune. Joy Harajo, Bravery, and Virgo. Now, if somebody here is a Virgo, you gotta let me know, because this is too good right here for this to be showing up. So this is an amazing pile right here. If you chose this pile, this looks really fortuitous for you. So let me go ahead and jump into the details of the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, first and foremost, this is God handing you a big old pentacle saying, hey, here's your opportunity. You worked for it. You wished for it. Here it is. Now, as you can see, this is God's hand coming out of the ethers, bringing you a big old coin that you can build stability with, that you can create the happy life that you're looking for. But not only that, it could be a new job. It could be inheritance. It could be some sort of court case settlement. It could also be, a raise, despite what's going on right now in the world events. You might be one of those lucky ones that get a raise. You might also be creating your own business. You know, I know for a fact that I've been on YouTube for officially for like 3 months now, barely, you know, but I originally started a YouTube channel like in 2015. So this could definitely be you re-emerging something from the ground, or something that you thought was buried probably reincarnated in something else, because this is coming from the sky. So this looks very, very promising for you. And who knows, this might even be a new relationship. You know, somebody might be coming to you offering you stability. But what I'm really feeling with this, especially looking at the other cards surrounding it, I feel like this is a twist of fortune for you. I feel like things are turning in your favor because you put in the work. When I look at Virgo, Virgo is, now just to take a step back, as far as the astrology is concerned, there are 3 earth signs in the astrology. There's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine the other day. I am a Taurus, and she's a Capricorn. And I was telling her that all we're missing is a Virgo, right? Because Taurus is the lucky one. They bring in the money. Virgo is the one that, you know, pays all the bills. They're the accountant. And Capricorn creates the legacy with the money. They're the masterminds. So it looks like you have some Virgo energy, or if you're a Virgo, again, please hit me up and let me know for sure. So the Wheel of Fortune is coming up next to the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, my goodness, this is such a turn in fortune. This is gorgeous. It seems as though things might have been a little bit tough for you. You might have, you know, been in transition for all of the beginning of 2020, it seems like, but it looks like once, I want to say, spring hits, which is the astrological new year anyway. Once spring hits, it looks like there's going to be a turn of fortune in your favor. Maybe this is what, you know, we needed, this like residual rest of 2019 to fall back for things to really flourish, because again, technically that was still winter. So it looks like, you know, what is it? April showers bring May flowers. So it looks like a very fruitful end of last 6 months of 2020 for whoever picked pile 1 with the smoky quartz. Now, I wanted to pull a literary witch tarot card for these reads, simply because I think they're inspiring, and they also provide a sense of depth, you know, to the reading, because it talks about the person themselves or something that they should look forward to, like a little omen, or like maybe because these women, these strong women who've written literature that defied their time, you know, throughout the years, like we're talking about books on like lesbian sex and, you know, erotic poetry, even if it's just to their husband. You know, these women were beaten and shamed for just expressing themselves the way that they did. So that's why I really love incorporating the literary witches tarot cards, the oracle cards, and any other readings that I do, because it really just helps people see, you know, what others see in them that they don't see. You know, like for example, for pile number 1, you must have been extremely brave, because Joy Harjo's card represents bravery. You know, and it looks like a woman who fell from grace and landed on the ground. She probably landed hard, because it looks like she made a dent into the ground. So what I'm getting is, like, even if you fall from grace, the wheel is always spinning and you bloom where you're planted. This is what I'm getting from this card, which is amazing. And then there's 2 horses there as well, and she has flowers growing up out of there with her. So it looks like you might have hit rock bottom in the past. You know, things might have been really, really shitty, pardon my French. But there's always room for advancement and blessings, and this is very, very apparent here. You have every single fortuitous card that you could have. He just farted. Right in my mouth. My mouth was open and just farted. And there you go, pile number 1. I can taste it, bro. God.
You didn't take pots. Charles.
So.
Mind your manners, Charles.
So pile number 1. Pile number 1. It looks like money is coming for you. Money is coming for you. Pile number 1. All right. So yeah, pile number 1. Really good news coming for you. Maybe around Virgo seasons, you'll actually be able to see. I don't want to say you have to wait till Virgo season, because that's all the way in September. But with this coronavirus situation, you might not be able to enter the workforce until Virgo season, but that doesn't mean you're not creating your own foundation up until that point. So Best wishes. God bless. May you always be divinely guided. Thanks a lot, pile number 1. For those of you who chose pile number 2, this is a pyrite. Now, they call it fool's gold, but it's good for the root chakra. One of the reasons I love pyrite because it's a combination of fire and earth, so and masculine energies. So whenever I really need to get down to the nitty gritty of a situation, especially when it comes to work, I usually have my pyrite on me. Now it symbolizes perseverance, and it personifies the sun energy. So it helps the owner generate wealth. It pulls energy from the earth through the physical body, and it's a defensive shield against like emotional attacks and like physical harm. So what more can you like ask for in a crystal? All right, this is so beautiful. I love this dang on stone. Look at this. I had a bigger one. Like I had really big ones that I believe I left in storage. So anyway, pile number 2. Wow, the world, 8 of swords, apple, and Uranus. Whoa. I have a feeling, you guys, whoever picked this deck, whoever chose the pyrite, you're either a Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, or Scorpio. All right, now your very first card is the World card. So it looks like there's some karma that is completing. There's something that's ending, and I'm gonna assume because 2020 has been a very tough beginning of the year for us, it could only wrap up from there. But it looks like maybe, or I want to say the closest fixed sign that's coming up is going to be Taurus. So maybe for you, by Taurus season, which is in May, you know, you'll definitely be able to see some sort of progress in your finances. What's really lucky for you, what's lucky for you is probably the Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, or Scorpio person. Now, it looks like you might have been like really like, worried about your finances in the past, but fear not, because when you have the world here, this signifies like a completion. This is like a graduating college. This is like, you were able to pay your debt off and you were able to buy a house because of it. It's like a graduation. It's like you were stressing and stressing and stressing so badly, maybe for the last 8 months or the last 8 weeks, which makes a lot of sense with this 8 of Swords card. You definitely were going through the motions. You were just like, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to handle everything? What's going on? But it looks like relief is here and you'll be able to break through. Like, I'm really getting the word breakthrough with this World card. But not only that, when I look at the World card, and I know this is not what's like super lucky, but whoever picked this pile, I'm getting that you have a very sexy demeanor about you. And I say that because when I look at the World card, I see a naked woman in like purple, maybe silk sheets. And the picture of this card is a woman inside of a wreath. And a wreath, as we all know, represents success, right? But this woman happens to be in bed. It looks like she's in bed wrapped up in her sheets, and she has one boob out. She's looking wild. So it looks like you might reach another level with a lover, but not just like in the relationship itself, but also sexually. Like, you guys are, maybe this quarantine has you guys really connecting and realizing why you guys were so, in love together. And you're realizing, the flesh, like the love of each other's flesh, especially if you're a man and you're dating a woman, you're realizing how soft her skin is, how beautiful she is, how, comforting her body is for you. And essentially that's why we choose our mates, because not only are we comfortable with them outside of the bedroom, but inside of the bedroom there's something that they offer you, or a certain way that they touch you, that you really find endearing or loving, or it's just not like any other person that you've had. So but I definitely see a huge advancement. This is like promotion we're talking about, despite, again, this 8 of Swords here. As far as like what's lucky for you, maybe apprehensive is not the word. Maybe caution might be what you're wanting, because we're all trying to reach success in whatever area of our life. Like, you're trying to get an apartment, or you're trying to buy a home, or you're trying to get a new car, or, you're trying to land that job, but all in all, no matter what, with the World card here, that signifies total and absolute success. Now, let's jump over here to this little combo here. You have the apple out of the Literary Witches Tarot deck, and then you also have Uranus from the Astrological Oracle cards. So let's see what apple represents. Now, just a sidebar, the reason I chose the Literary Witches Oracle to show for the What's Lucky reading is because these women, it's a 70 card deck, and these women, these female authors would write about the most taboo things, like, you know, how you know, their sexual urges, or just, you know, where their mind is at on politics, or how they feel like the men in their lives are too controlling, or these whimsical stories about star-crossed lovers, and they were chastised for it, but they still proceeded nonetheless. So they made history. And there's an expression that, you know, rarely do women who sit and stay quiet make history, because you don't know about them, because they didn't do it, you know what I mean? They didn't make enough noise. So the apple represents the senses, hunger, and sex. Whoa, dude, that totally falls in line with this, what I was getting with this world card. That's so crazy. That is so crazy, you guys. Like, I'm just reading the definition, because I don't know the definition of all the cards when I do these readings. I'm literally reading the definition here, and it says the senses, hunger, and sex. So what I was picking up about this sexual undertone for pile number 2, you guys are definitely in your Garden of Eden, so to speak, or you're gonna find someone that you're gonna be in a Garden of Eden with. And you know, you have Mac Daddy Uranus here, which is in Taurus, which is one of the signs in this world card. And Uranus is in Taurus right now, making people change, making money change for people, making what self-esteem and self-worth, you know, means to them. See, Uranus is Zeus, and Zeus strikes the lightning bolt when things are good and when things are bad. When I mean, as far as striking the lightning bolt when things are good, you know, he'll put on a show for people in the sky, but no one gets hurt. But if he sees something that is not supposed to be the way it is, he's definitely going to go out of his way and strike it with one of his bolts. Now, on a more sensual side of things, you might meet a Taurus person, more specifically a Taurus man, who's going to rock your world, pile number 2. This person is going to destroy you, and I mean in the best possible way, in bed. It looks like, because he has that lightning bolt, and this world card looks like a vagina, and you guys can piece it together with this apple here that's talking about sex. So what's lucky for you, pile number 2, is your love life. You might meet a partner that you really click with, and even though you're apprehensive about, you know, things that you've gone through in the past, it looks like it's a step up. And with your powers combined, you guys could really make some money together. So I suggest you find someone who's on that entrepreneurial tip, so that anything that happens in the workforce doesn't affect you financially. All right? Best wishes. Thanks again, pile number 2. May you be divinely guided. Super kawaii. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Meta Vibes. Now, if you picked pile number 3, you went ahead and picked one of my favorite stone. It is a azurite malachite. Now, what's great about this stone is that it's great for the third eye chakra and the throat chakra. It allows one to reach inner depths without, you know, the inner depths without feeling, you know, the drop in the emotion. Like, sometimes you need to deal with some inner emotions that are deep down in there, and sometimes people get kind of stuck when they're, you know, once that's why it's such a tender wound. They have to tap dance around it, because it's such a deep wound. But it lends, you know, flexibility. It allows you to move with the emotions, like the deep blue sea color that it is, just like the deep blue sea of the ocean. It allows you to go deep, 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 deep within and pull out the strength that you need when it's, you know, covered in heavy water of emotion. So it also enhances your intuition. It removes the coldness from within you that life has probably beaten into you, and replaces it with love, compassion, and stimulates your creativity. So let's see what's poppin', pile number 3. What's lucky and new for you? Ooh, the Tower. Let's see what God is bringing into your life. 10 of Wands, Neptune, and you have humanity. All right. So pile number 3. I'm going to get a clarifier for this because it looks like I just want to make sure I get more information on this. So the tower represents all of the things that were weighing you down falling away. Now, as I can see with the 10 of Wands here, the last 6 months for you were very stressful. And not just stressful, but it felt heavy. Like you had to get a lot done, you didn't have enough time to get it done, and then you spent late hours in the night, for example, trying to get things done for work. Not only that though, there were a lot of like shakeups in your life, like things that felt concrete broke down simply because it was doing you more harm than good. So, I mean, a lot of people want to see like money and all these things coming in as far as like what's lucky for the rest of 2020. But you know what's really lucky? Not having a freaking burden. Because you could have $1 million and have, a million people that know you that need $1. Then after that, you're broke. You see what I'm saying? So this is a blessing in itself. Whatever was weighing you down is going to be removed immediately, which is amazing news. Now, I wanted to pull an additional card just to see what this tower is bringing in. So what I want to do is reach for another deck. Oh, Jesus Christ. 1 second, y'all. Soy en viejita. Okay, get off me. Alright, so I'm going to spread this out. Let's see, I'm going to spread this out here. And I'm going to pick a card. Oh, look at that. The past. Could be dealing with a Scorpio, but you also have something from the past that was weighing you down that is falling away. And you know what I'm thinking? When I see the combination of Neptune and Flannery O'Connor here, these two oracle cards, this is the Literary Witches Oracle deck, Flannery O'Connor, Humanity. And then you also have Neptunus, which rules the sea, which is the color of the blue azurite for this specific pile. So it looks like you're gonna be swimming in your emotions, but instead of it feeling cool and dark and deep, it's gonna be a light, springy swim. It's like eventually, with the removal of the things that don't work for you in your life, the deep seas that are within you, because I'm assuming, you know what I think? Whoever picked this pile has a lot of water in their chart. Has a lot of water in their chart. Simply because you have the 6 of Cups, which is Scorpio. You have the Tower card, which is Scorpio. You have Neptune, the god of water, for crying out loud. And then you have Flannery O'Connor, Humanity. So what I'm thinking with this combination, I'm thinking you're doing a lot of, it's almost as if God is bringing you those nets you use to pick out fish in the water. It's almost as if God is being the net for you right now. And she's sticking her hand in your tank and just removing all the beta fish or the alpha fish, however that works, that's eating all the little baby fish so that the other ones can grow. So that you could have a plethora of abundant little fishies in the fish pool tank, in the fish tank, if that makes any sense. But there's a huge burden that's falling away from you, and it's something from the past, and it seems as though it's an emotional thing. It's like one day you're gonna wake up and you're not gonna feel a thing for it, and you're gonna be so happy. In fact, you're gonna be so in tune with your own self, you're gonna be so at peace that your inner humanitarian is gonna pop out, but like more so. And I feel as though the good deeds that you've been doing with your humanitarian side, because I do see humanity for this card right here, the more humanitarian efforts that you put out, which is what you were saying earlier, the more healing that comes to you, which is an amazing idea that my friend told me about. Let's see. So let's see what humanity, here we go. Who we are, reckoning with failure and redemption. You know what the difference between animals and humans? Humans can create thought, whereas animals strictly deal with instincts. And the reason why humans are so advanced, or the number one defined quality that makes a human different from an animal aside from thought, is the ability for humans to rebuild themselves, to remake themselves, to redeem themselves. People redeem themselves in the eyes of God when they, and as they should, but they should also be redeeming themselves in the eyes of the people they love, in the eyes of themselves. You know, you don't want to look like what you've been through, right? So it's time to make sure that your outer world looks how you want your inner world to look, or vice versa, however that works. If you need to work out because you're upset, you should work out because you're upset. Then you're gonna look super hot, you know, at the end of the 6 months. You know, if you have, like, I don't know, if you have other ailments that are bothering you, it looks like there's some deep inner work that's happening here, but nothing that you're being forced to do. This is something that's just, it's like an enlightenment. It's like a shocking realization. It's like you wake up one day and you're healed, and you're happy, and you're healthy, and you have a sudden like gratitude for everything that's been given to you. So pile number 3, what, you know, and again, a lot of people want to talk about money and stuff like that as far as like what's lucky for you, but it looks like you're getting the biggest blessing of all, which is peace.